Are you looking for the best cameras? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best cameras on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Canon EOS R6 Mark II. Unless you start dipping into pro territory, you'll be hard-pressed to find a better hybrid camera than the Canon EOS R6 Mark II, which is one of the best enthusiast cameras we've tested. With a new higher resolution sensor, it offers some improvements over the original Canon EOS R6, including faster electronic burst shooting at up to 40 fps, an updated autofocus system, and no recording time limits in video mode. If that wasn't enough, you also get premium features like in-body image stabilization, IBIS, 4K video recording up to 60 fps from the full width of the sensor, and a sturdy, weather-sealed body with excellent ergonomics. If you're looking for a camera with better lens support, the Sony 7.4 is a great alternative with a wider selection of native and third-party lenses to choose from and boasts an even higher resolution sensor. Number 2. Nikon Z60. For a while, the Nikon Z6 was one of the best cameras for the money, and while it slightly upgraded its successor, the Nikon Z60 doesn't quite reach the same heights as newer cameras like the Canon EOS R6 Mark II. It's still a fantastic hybrid camera at this price point. Throw in some amazing, albeit expensive, lens options, and this makes for a very attractive mirrorless camera system. Though ergonomics are subjective, Nikon cameras tend to have good handling and intuitive controls, and the Z60 is no exception. Weather sealing and a 14 fps max burst rate also make this a great option for sports or wildlife photography. Its autofocus trails a little behind the IF systems found on the R6 Mark II or the Sony 7.4, but it's still quite good for most shooting situations. However, you do lose out on 10-bit internal video recording compared to those higher-end cameras. Still, if you're looking for a well-rounded camera for different kinds of photography, this is one of the best options at this price point. Number 3. Canon EOS R7. For those who don't want to spend a fortune on a camera, stepping down to a crop sensor model can be a great way to save some money. As far as APS-C options go, the Canon EOS R7 is one of the best on the market. It's a sports and wildlife powerhouse that's well-rounded enough for all kinds of photo and video work. Its high-resolution crop sensor gives you plenty of leeway to crop your photos and performs admirably in tricky lighting, though naturally, you won't get as much dynamic range and low light capability as a full-frame model like the Canon EOS R6 Mark II. That aside, it's well built and easy to use, with an intuitive user interface and a weather-sealed body. Quick burst shooting and a super reliable autofocus system make it a great fit for faster subjects. It even has IBIS if you need to slow things down or record video handheld. It's got internal 10-bit 4K at up to 60 fps with no recording time limit, putting it right up there with the most capable hybrid cameras. Number 4. Nikon Z50. If the Canon EOS R7 seems overkill, the Nikon Z50 is an excellent entry-level model. While it doesn't have more advanced features like in-body image stabilization or 10-bit video recording, it still has plenty to offer for beginners and intermediate shooters. There's a good mix of basic features and simple controls that are fairly accessible to newcomers, along with a sturdy, weather-sealed build that gives it a more premium feel than cheaper budget models. Like its higher-end sibling above, the Z50 has great ergonomics and an intuitive menu. It also uses the same lens mount, so you can easily pair it with more advanced lenses or upgrade to a full-frame Nikon body as your skills improve. Inside is an excellent sensor that performs well in low light, and it has a solid enough autofocus system for most uses, though it isn't as reliable as the similarly priced Sony 6400. The Sony is a great alternative if you need a good autofocus system for sports photography or faster subjects. Just know that the ergonomics and user interface leave much to be desired compared to the Nikon. Number 5. Fujifilm X100V. While interchangeable lens cameras give you the most versatility, opting for a compact point-and-shoot camera doesn't have to mean sacrificing quality. thanks to cameras like the Fujifilm X100V. While coming at a steep price for a fixed lens camera, it's a premium option that checks a lot of boxes. It's also one of the most stylish cameras out there, with a vintage rangefinder style design that takes inspiration from old school film cameras. Dedicated exposure dials make it easy to adjust settings on the fly, and the camera's 35mm full-frame equivalent lens is versatile enough to capture wider shots or more isolated subjects. It's built around an excellent APS-C sensor, so image quality is better than most compact cameras. The standout feature, however, is its unique hybrid viewfinder, which toggles between an optical viewfinder to get a better view of your subject's surroundings and an electronic viewfinder to preview exposure settings at a glance. Add all that up, and you've got an ideal point-and-shoot for enthusiast photographers.